Good morning, y'all. I pray you have a blessed and beautiful morning, or afternoon, or evening. Today I'm going to bring something to you that not many people know, but I'm sure your preacher didn't tell you about it. But anyway, we're talking about the siblings of the Messiah, Yahushua HaMashiach. His brother's name was James, which they translated it is Jacob, and the next one says Jose, but is actually Yehusef. And the next one is Judas or Yehuda and Simeon. And are not his sisters here with us? And they took offense at him. Okay, so he had 4 brothers at least, and more than one sister. Only one sister is mentioned at the tomb, but the other 4 brothers, 4 or 3 of them I know for sure were disciples. Jacob or James, Jude or Judas, Yehuda, and Simeon. Them 3 were disciples of the Messiah. Now here's the kicker. John the Baptist was technically, legally, by Yahuwah, was supposed to be the high priest. Okay? But needless to say, the Herodians had stolen it. But Yahuchanan the Immerser was supposed to be the high priest. Matter of fact, he was a high priest for Yahuwah, but not for the temple. And when he immersed Yahushua HaMashiach, or baptized him, he handed his mantle over to the Messiah, and he said, my people will dwindle and his will grow. So he basically handed over the high priest mantle to the Messiah at that particular time. You had to be 30 years old in order to be a high priest. So before that, Yahuchanan or John could not be the high priest, and neither could the Messiah. So he had to be 30 years old in order to be the high priest. And then when the Messiah was crucified, the next one in line for the high priest was James or Yahuchanan or Jacob. So Jacob would have been the high priest after the Messiah. And the Messiah had to be the high priest in order to sacrifice himself on the cross or stake. Anyway, the high priest, he lost his high priest state when he tore his garment. Once he tore his garment, he could no longer do any sacrifices. And that's why they make it important to say that the Messiah, they would not tear his garment when they were gambling for it. Anyway, that's one particular note. But Jude, or the book of Jude, was written by his brother, stepbrother, and we know, I don't know about Yehusef, whether he was a disciple or not, but Jacob, Yehuda, and Simeon were disciples of the Messiah. Anyway, it's just a piece of information. Hopefully y'all can learn something about it. We love you, and you have a blessed and beautiful day.